Ready? Go.
After a 5-month counter-terror investigation, police take down Walid Sardawi in a hotel car park in Bolton. He was there to collect 2 assault rifles, a handgun and 200 rounds of ammunition from a car driven by a man he thought was a fellow extremist. That man was an undercover operative. The guns had been deactivated. Sardawi convicted today for plotting what could have become Britain's worst ever mass shooting attack, targeting Greater Manchester's Jewish community. Convicted with him, his co-conspirator Ammar Hussein, who shared Sardawi's embrace of the ideology of the so-called Islamic State. And Sardawi's brother Bilal, found guilty of knowing about the plot and failing to inform police. Greater Manchester's Chief Constable calling them extraordinarily dangerous terrorists.
The scale of the offenders' hatred toward our Jewish community knew no bounds. They sought to bring slaughter to the innocent.
I'm arresting you on suspicion of being a terrorist.
This was the moment Bilal Sardawi was arrested shortly after his brother in May 2024.
Your right hand side, if you look.
Yeah.
That's the camera there.
What is it?
Right in front of you, in that hat.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
what none of the men knew then was just how much of what they'd said and done in the preceding months had also been recorded. It began with a Facebook friend request in December 2023 from a man known to the court as Farouk to one of 10 accounts created by Walid Sardawi under false names. Sardawi had attracted attention by praising jihad and Islamic State, saying he wanted to break his thirst with Jewish and Christian blood. Farouk was the undercover operative, pretending to be based in Belgium. The fake profile he contacted bore the image of Abdelhamid Abaoud, the man who led the 2015 attacks in Paris that killed 130 people. Sardawi encouraged Farouk to carry out a similar attack on Jews and Crusaders in Belgium, asked him the price of an automatic weapon there, then suggested they take their conversation to the encrypted messaging app Telegram.
An undercover operative connected with him and built a relationship of trust with him, and it was through that that the plot was identified and stopped. And so it was the bravery and skill of the undercover operative that ensured that lives were saved.
The prosecution said Sardawi's anti-Semitism intensified after the October the 7th attacks, where once he was posting about killing Jews, now he began to plan and prepare in earnest for an attack here on Greater Manchester's Jewish community.
So our message is clear: be resolute, remain proud.
A plan that crystallised after a march in Manchester in defence of Israel and against anti-Semitism in January 2024. He wanted to attend another such event and, with fellow attackers, open fire with hundreds of rounds of ammunition. He wanted Farouk to help smuggle in the guns and bullets, telling the undercover operative that he himself had gone undercover on Facebook. I am participating in Jewish pages as an imposter. I see their gatherings and their marches, he wrote. God willing, we will degrade and humiliate them in the worst way possible and hit them where it hurts. This trial began just days after the Heaton Park synagogue attack in Manchester in October. The Jewish organisation that provides security to such sites says this case will deepen community fears.
There is no doubt that these individuals were seeking the means to carry out a dreadful mass shooting of Jews in Manchester that in all likelihood would have been even worse than what we just saw happen on Bondi Beach in Sydney.
In March 2024, Sardawi and Farouk, blurred in these images, visited Dover, along with Sardawi's friend Ammar Hussein in the blue hat, who'd also committed to taking part in the attack. The purpose, as shown in phone footage Hussein neglected to delete, reconnaissance of the port through which Farouk was supposed to bring the first batch of guns and ammunition. Next day, back in Greater Manchester, Sardawi took Farouk on a tour of Jewish neighbourhoods that were to be the secondary target after the attack on the Jewish March. As they walked these streets, Sardawi went into more detail, gaming out how they might attack a supermarket that they came across, saying that any children killed here would go to heaven because they didn't yet count as infidels. Sardawi, once a hotel entertainer in his native Tunisia, had for several years owned an Italian restaurant in Great Yarmouth. He sold the business in 2023 and bought a house with the proceeds in Wigan. Late that year, he began drawing down the rest of his savings, stashing more than £70,000 in a secret safe in an outhouse to secure it for his family once he'd become, in his words, a martyr, even leaving a will at his brother Bilal's house. Bilal was shown in court working out in a video accompanied by a devotional song or nasheed associated with Islamic State. Another video at Bilal's home shows an individual doing target practice, using a shoebox and an upturned saucepan, another nasheed playing on a phone beside him. The second would-be attacker, Ammar Hussein, was, according to Sardawi, a veteran of Saddam's army in Iraq. When arrested, Hussein said he was proud to be a terrorist, that it meant protecting Islam. At their first meeting in person, Walid Sardawi told Farouk he was scared of incarceration. He would rather be killed than go to their prisons. Now he, Ammar Hussein and Bilal Sardawi all await sentence. Their fate sealed by a man who was never, as they thought, one of them.